Hello, my name's Cody, and in the previous video we've talked about rigid bodies and colliders. However, there's something that we didn't cover with colliders, and that's called a trigger. Every collider can be a trigger, so today that's what we'll be going over. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is create a script to object detect, right? So if this sphere falls and lands and intersects this cube, we want to print out a log message that says, we've detected the sphere, or, we have a collision, essentially. So let's create a script. Let's name this. Let's go into our scripts folder. If you right-click, press Create, C# script, and now let's name it Object Detector. And that's it. Awesome. Let's open it up. Great. So Unity has a built-in function for game objects that have triggers on them, and it's Ontrigger enter, or Ontrigger exit, or stay, and these have different uses, and we'll give them a try and see how they behave. So let's start with Ontrigger enter, meaning when it enters, this function will be called, and it'll perform whatever we put in here. So let's just print a message for now. Debug.log. Let's just say we have detected object. Great. Save that. Awesome. So let's make sure, let's go to our cube because we want this cube to detect the sphere. So it needs to have the object detector script on it. Just drag that onto there. Great. Now we make sure our collider on the object that's going to be detecting is a trigger, because we're calling the Ontrigger enter method. And let's make sure this has gravity so it falls. All right, so the next thing that we'll be doing is making sure this cube that is detecting objects is kinematic. We don't want it to move. We don't want it to be hit by the sphere. We just want it stuck there and looking for a trigger interaction. Another thing that you want to make sure that you have enabled is your messages. So when you print that debug.log message that we have here, that it pops up and shows you that it's actually printing here. So let's click play. We should see a message pop up right here. Boom, we have detected an object. Awesome. So that works. And also you'll notice that it only happened one time. And that's because Ontrigger entered only got called one time. And it only does get called one time when it enters, and that's it. But there's other trigger functions that Unity has, such as Ontrigger stay, and it also has Ontrigger exit. So let's just say, call that one enter. Copy and paste this. We'll do stay. We'll do exit. So we can see how this is behaving. Wait for that to compile. Awesome. Now if we click play. Cool. So what you can't see here is that the sphere is actually inside of the cube because it fell through and just kind of landed inside. So enter was called once because it entered the cube that we're using to detect objects with. And then Ontrigger stay is constantly being called because it's staying in the cube, in the trigger. So if I remove this floor, that sphere is going to fall through, and it should call Ontrigger exit once. So let's try that. Yep. So this is kind of the behavior of triggers. Enter is always called once. Stay consistently gets called almost as if it's the update function. And the exit is called once when it exits the trigger.